Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my weekly YouTube series on suicide awareness and prevention. My name is Dan Pelly, inspirational speaker, and I was thinking of this week's theme, and it's about our value as human beings, that we are precious human beings with all our good, all our faults, and all our indifferences. We're all precious, and it's been a difficult week, past couple of weeks. My own personal situations with family, my mom, suffering cancer, and back into chemo, growth in her neck. Big fighter in life, overcame, two breast cancers in 10 years and a double valve operation in December. And a friend's mom that I talked to today that, she has cancer in the brain and doesn't have much time. And the saddest news was lost my half sister April from cancer at 60. Found out today, my brother texting. So loss and our worth as human beings, and we're all precious. And I know people that are suffering with the suicide ideology and thinking about it and thinking they're worthless and that, this is my destiny to suffer. It's a tough world, right? It's not an easy world, okay? But when we see people fighting through their problems and we see them showing their preciousness, as April was as a human being, and my mom, and all the people that are suffering from disease and illness, it's a noble battle, right? That this is their destiny, and we all have our destiny, and we're all going to become most likely ill and get old, and our time's going to come. But in the meantime, what kind of fight are we putting up? What kind of noble fight is in us? And I'm struggling tonight, and excuse me, I'm struggling with loss. Loss is such a hard, black hole. It's just the destiny of it is so deep, and it's just one of those things we can't find the words, right? We try and we suffer over it, and we hurt, and we're angry, and we're nervous, and we worry for our loved ones. But we all have our human revolution that we got to live out, and we all have our sufferings, but we also have a lot of good going on. I remember the times when we were young and we were all getting along and just loving each other, and it was just I remember all that, and that's what's important, that we have to, through all our indifferences and our anger, that we still have to show the love and the care for the ones we don't see for long periods of time, that we're praying for, and we got to lift ourselves up to show that they're living their destiny and they're living good lives and they're not worthless. Nobody's worthless. You're not worthless. You're not worthless. And my theme always in my program is your life matters. Everybody that we lost or we might lose, their life matters. Your life matters. Never give up, because all the people that have fought that fight didn't give up until they could not do any more, and then it's inevitable for all of us, right? But I'm trying to find the inspiration now to go even deeper into our human revolution as human beings and find a destiny in us that we polish, we improve our character. What else do we have? We wake up in the morning, we either can degrade ourselves, we can say we're worthless, We can say, I'm not worthy, I shouldn't be alive. Or we can lift ourselves up and say, I am precious. I am an important person. And I matter. And you matter. Right? We all matter. And we're all doing our best. We're all doing our best to give it what we got. Even the ones that are the people that are evil, that are trying to hurt us, and people that are so warped in their mind that they cause suffering. And they also have their own struggle and their own destiny, and we can condemn them. We can condemn them to the devilish functions, but just to polish and find what we can do every day to lift that other person, that's suffering, and lift the loved ones that have lost loved ones, and say things that matter. That let's take the higher ground. Let's find a way to be more compassionate to the close ones in our life, not strangers, not people that, we have to show compassion to people, yes, and people we grew up with, or things like that. But the most important people, excuse me, in our lives are our close circle. It's our close circle that we should be showing our most love to. And we should be giving them support, right, wrong, or indifferent. Yes, we can hold people accountable. Yes, we can tell them, I see this way, or you see it that way. Hey, 99% of the time, our point of view, it matters, right? So we all fight it. We're right, they're wrong, right? But really, is it right or wrong, or is it just finding that middle ground and showing the worth of a person, that they are a decent person, and apologize for when we're overly angry, or we're cold, or we're indifferent, and we don't show enough compassion. So as I was going through this theme, I was not going to talk about the worthlessness, because obviously it's a suicide awareness prevention theme, and people feel worthless, when they want to kill themselves. They feel they're very insignificant, and they're small, and people that loved ones that have suffered from depression, and all the things that they struggled with through the years, and close loved ones, and but always give them that heart and that prayer in your heart that you wish them that happiness, even your enemies, And as I'm going through this theme, and I was writing a list out, we need to exert ourselves. We need to give it all we got every day and do the best we can, polish our character. We have a valuable life here. Life is precious, and hope is precious, and we have to show others that it matters. And I know I'm struggling tonight, but I'm getting this out, and I'm finding the words, because be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Once you're true to yourself and you know who you are, and you see all the criticism that comes at you, all the conflict, or whatever's happening, in your heart and your intent is good, and and then you earn that trust and respect by showing people who you are, because knowing who we are is half the battle. So I wanted to read this part about this love encouragement that I have in my Buddhist practice. It's just words of wisdom from my mentor, and I have prayer, determination, courage, and love. But I saw this one tonight, and it was all about there's so many of us in this world, right? And we feel there's such a mass of things that are going on, and where do I fit in? Where do I fit in every day? You fit in every day when you get up and you pet your pet, or you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm worthy. I'm not worthless. Your life matters. You're not worthless. And I'm talking to that person, and I know people listen to my series, and they encourage me, and they subscribe, and it gets the word out more. But they know I'm speaking to that person on the other side of the screen, where I was at times in my life. And you're dark, and you're suffering, and you want to end it. Because the people that we've lost, they wanted to stay here. They wanted to live, and they wanted to see their children, and they wanted to be happy. So not only fight for yourself, but fight for all the people that didn't want to leave this earth. But we're all going to have to move on into our next life, wherever it's going to be. Heaven, another life, whatever your belief is, your faith is. But I'm going to read this love wisdom that I saw. And here goes. There are many people, many lives on the planet, too numerous, in fact, to count. From this great multitude, we wondrously find ourselves together with those in our families, as parents, as children, as brothers and as sisters, as husbands and wives. If we do not live joyfully and cheerfully in the company of those whom we share the profound bond, what is life for? And the end part is so important. If we do not live joyfully and cheerfully in the company of those with whom we share this profound bond, what is life for? So it's really up to us that we have to find it in us and dig down deep, that we can't rely on anybody else. We get our support, we get our encouragement, but when we give them that smile, and I hope my smile resonates with you. My mom said they call me Smiling Jack from the crib, because they'd come over my crib, I'd start smiling. Even in my worst times, I would smile. I sometimes didn't smile when I was in my deepest, darkest moments in life and didn't want to be here. But when the smile comes back, it only lifts you up. It lifts others up. So I'm always working on the smile. You could be serious and people think, oh, he's very serious and he's angry. And once you just go like this to somebody, just a little bit at the counter and every day, and someone that you can tell they're suffering and what's going on, we're all in this together. Our destiny is all the same. We're all going to end up moving on. And so you're not worthless. If you're feeling worthless any day, any week, any moment, and you're not. You understand? You're not. And I'm talking to that person right now. And I know you're sitting there, and I know suicide's such a stigma, and people are afraid to express. And they don't comment much, and I understand that because they don't want to be noticed or recognized that they're thinking about killing themselves. But we know it's there, and we know it's out there. 42,678 people killed themselves last year that are recorded in this country. The 10th leading cause out of 15, 30,000 20 years ago. It's just an epidemic, and it's a stigma, and people are ashamed, and and there's no reason to be ashamed. You can say I'm not worthless, I matter, and help me, it's okay, especially the men, and even the women. I need help today. I need a doctor. I need to get on medication. I highly recommend medication. My opinion on this series is my own personal experiences as a practicing Buddhist for 9 years, and to encourage people and to inspire that it's what's important is life, right? I take life over death because that's what keeps this world turning for hundreds of years. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'd really appreciate if everybody can subscribe. There's a little arrow on the right. You drop it down, you see all the information. If they can subscribe, like and comment and share for other ones that are suffering. But you know what? Thanksgiving's coming up. We got a lot to be grateful for, that we've made another day, and hopefully a winning day. And tomorrow is going to be even a better day. So I'll end with this. Your life matters, and never give up. And have a happy Thanksgiving.